listener, and welcome back to another episode here at We Read It One Night, the podcast where two sisters tell you they're not going to talk about Bridgerton Season 1 and then turn out to be lying liars. Yep, that's us. And we're welcoming you to our very first watch along, a new series here on the podcast where every other week we talk about an episode of a romance TV show. So grab some popcorn and watch Bridgerton along with us, and then come here for a rousing discussion. Here's episode 1. Enjoy the show. Okay, so I read Prince Harry's memoir. I listened to the audiobook, obviously. And it was just good, just like by like memoir standards. But one horrible thing that I discovered is that Prince Harry calls his father, the now King Charles, Pa.
Oh, he doesn't. Wait, did he always do that?
He calls him Pa in the book. He calls him Pa the whole book. And he calls William Willie. And yeah, he calls him Pa. And that was really upsetting for me to learn that. Because I like may have to change the name now. Because like Prince Charles is no Pa. Or King Charles is no Pa. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, definitely not. Wait, did he always do that? What do you mean he now calls him that?
I didn't say, did I say now? I didn't mean now.
I thought so.
I found out now. He's probably never public before. He's probably like referred to him by, you know.
I thought you were going to say that like their kids called either Harry or Charles Pa, which like somehow, not Charles, what's his face, William Pa, which like somehow would make more sense. Like I don't know why, like not that he is a Pa, but like it makes sense that they would make that choice somehow, like instead of Papa or some shit.
No, I don't actually know what his kids call him. I don't know whether that was ever mentioned. I don't think we got like a conversation with Archie, and Little Bet can't speak, so
yeah. Can't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess not.
Maybe she can now.
A lot earlier.
Probably not when this book was being written.
Yeah.
Anyway, I applaud his ghostwriter, J.R. something. J.R.
Why is it always J.R.? J.R.R.?
J.R. and then something with an M, I think. He has his own memoir, but he's like a really famous ghostwriter. I guess he's not like a ghostwriter because he's not anonymous, but like,
yeah,
he's like really good. He's like known for like mimicking the tone of like how the people that he's writing for like speak. So like he's really good at making it sound like their voice as opposed to like some random.
That's memoir. A lot harder than like mimicking someone's writing, I feel like. Because I was about to say like I feel like I'm good at that.
No, but apparently he lives with them. Like he like moves like to a house across the street for like a year, like while they're writing. This is because I don't know what he did with Harry, but I was reading another article from this guy, I think this like musician or something that this person wrote the memoir for. And he was like, yeah, like this person, the musician like lives in Vegas. And he was like, yeah, he like bought a house like 2 doors down from me and like lived there for a year. And like we worked on the memoir. So very dedicated to the craft.
Yeah, I guess like honestly, that's the way to do it. Just like gaslight yourself into being obsessed with the person and like become them in a way.
He paid like over $1 million at least for that.
Oh yeah, for sure. But that doesn't mean that like you still figure out like a way to do it. Oh no, I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. No, I'm not. That wasn't a criticism. I was just like commenting on why the method would work. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
it's really funny. Anyway, I recommend that memoir, and I am more firmly against the British royal family than I
know.
was
like honestly, I haven't even read it, but like for some reason, I was getting TikToks that were like trashing it for a while. Like I would skip them, but like I just saw like a few, and that's just like I don't know how to explain it. Like it's just like a red flag when someone is like, I don't know, just like it's just always
defending the British royal family. It's like,
yeah, no, defending the British. Oh, so yeah, so I think my car was broken into today, or I don't know if it was broken into today, but it was broken into since the last time I drove it, which was like over a week ago, because I've been sick for like the past week. I don't really just drive that much in general, but I got to my car and there was like stuff from the glove box and like the little like arm console and like the little like thing in the front where I keep the registration. It was just like all over my seat and all over the passenger seat. And like I did not do that. Like, and that's just not my process for like searching for things. You know what I mean? Like I'll like rummage blindly in a bag for so long before I like throw things. So like I feel like I would have remembered like making the choice. Like that's just not like I had these like these pug tissues that I've had for like years, and they were like taken out of the like tissue bot thing and like scattered. So like I definitely didn't do it. And I don't keep anything valuable in my car, luckily, except for my new license plate that I think it's stolen. Like I can't find it. Like, and I keep forgetting to put it on. Like I got it like months ago, and it's just been like riding around, not visible. Like it was in like a bag of like papers and shit. Like after we got the car from the mechanic, under the seat, and it's not there. So I guess I have to report it. Like I don't know. But it's so weird that someone like like it's so, and I like it's possible that I forgot to lock my car, and maybe I should be leaving my car unlocked, honestly. Like because that's better. You know what I mean? Like if they're going to break in, they're going to break in. It's better to not like destroy, like, you know, they could have broken a window or something instead.
Yeah.
And it's possible that I forgot to lock my car. Like that seems really out of character, but like I actually like coincidentally, because it had been so long since I drove, I like forgot where I parked. So I pressed the panic button and to like find it, and to like make the panic button stop, you have to like lock or unlock the car. You know what I mean? So like I didn't know if I can, like, I don't know if it was initially locked or unlocked. Right. So like, yeah, it's just so weird. And like my car is like, it's not a new car. Like it's
almost 20 years old.
Yeah, that's true. It's like, yeah, it's old. It has like a broken back light. Like it's cracked. Like it's just not like the car that you would be like, this is the car to steal. So
no, you should report
I guess
it.
I should at least report
it
to my like man building. Yeah. No, I guess.
So you don't.
That just seems like a lot. I really don't want to talk to. I guess I can call said police.
You know what? You know what's going to be an even worse conversation with the police, Rachel, when they knock on your door and they're like, "We found your car smuggling drugs across the border."
Yeah, but won't it be obvious that it's like the wrong car? Like the plates are on the wrong car.
Will it?
Yeah.
Unless you took your plates, your like license plate, put it on a different car.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Listen. That's crazy. It's like crazy. And I was like really freaked out. I was like, am I about to be like, I don't know, like kidnapped? It's like I checked the trunk, nothing in there. Like, I don't know. It's just bizarre.
No dead bodies.
No, or live bodies. Like possibly.
Wow. Very exciting.
Yeah. Crazy.
But back to the British royal family. Today, we're talking about Bridgerton season 1. And listener, you may be asking, Rachel and Allison, in your episode on Bridgerton season 2, you said you were never going to do Bridgerton season 1. And I'm here to say, guess what? Sometimes people lie. Hitler promised not to invade Czechoslovakia. We promised not to do Bridgerton season 1. Both of us lied. Sorry.
Welcome to the real world.
And the reason we're doing it is we're switching up how we do things a little bit here to make it more sustainable, because doing a podcast takes a lot of time. And we both have full-time jobs. So we are going to be switching to doing a book every other week, unless it's like a 2-part episode, then it'll be consecutive weeks. And then in the between weeks, we are going to be doing an episode of a romance TV show. So we're starting with Bridgerton season 1 because I feel like that's like the obvious pick. But if you have a favorite romance TV show, then please you can send those recommendations in now as well.
Yeah. Fair
Addie's
enough.
at the door.
Oh, get her. Hi, Addie. Oh, hi, Boo Boo.
Cats are nearsighted.
Oh, really? Are they all?
Yes, they're all nearsighted.
What? Not farsighted?
Cats are nearsighted. They rely on sound and smell more than they rely on sight. Okay, Bridgerton season 1, episode 1 came out on Christmas Day. Rachel and I watched it all in one sitting.
The whole thing came out on Christmas Day. Yeah. You made us watch all of it.
But and again, were you like mad about it that we watched it all in one go?
No, but I wanted to wait. And I remember you were like, either you wake up at 9 a.m. on Christmas, which is the audacity. That is not the norm for our family. Like this year, no one was awake. I was the only one, I think, awake before 3. Like everyone was asleep.
No, I was up before 3.
Right. But like we did not do any, like nothing with no Christmas festivities were commenced before like 2 or 3 p.m. Right.
No.
And so normally that's what happens. And you were like, Listen, either we wake up at 9 you originally wanted to watch it right when it came out at midnight and spend the first like 8 from like midnight to like 8 a.m. on Christmas watching it. And I was like,
Yeah,
listen,
and then I
that is
discovered that it
gonna
actually
ruin
doesn't come out
Christmas.
it doesn't come out at midnight, it comes out at
Well,
3 AM because
right, but
it's
also
Pacific time.
right, but regardless, that would have been horrible. And you were like, "Listen, I'm watching it without you." Right. Listen. You
And it
really
was
were
great, it
like,
was a
"I'm
thrill.
ready to do whatever needs to happen. I'm ready to ruin Christmas for this."
I I was like, "I've been waiting for this for a year."
You wait for Christmas for a
Like,
year too.
that series, the Netflix adaptation was the reason I started reading romance novels,
Oh,
because if it
I
hadn't
know.
been for the adaptation, my
Yeah.
friend would not have recommended The Icon Who Loved Me for our book club.
Yeah, that's very true.
So,
No, it was a real,
you're welcome,
game changer. Yeah, but not the
listener
show, the book.
Rachel.
Not the
No,
show, the
she
book.
picked it because she was like, "Shondaland just announced that they're adapting this
Oh.
book series. Let's do
Mm.
this."
Oh, she hadn't read it yet?
No, she
Oh,
had.
okay. Oh,
She
okay,
was
okay,
a big
okay.
romance reader, and she was like,
Oh,
"I
well, she might
like
have
this
suggested
book, the second book, better than the first book, so let's
fair
do the
enough.
second book."
She might have suggested a different book, though. You never know. Like a different romance book.
I know, but
What
she
if you're
specifically
fan?
was like she was like, "I'm picking this because Shondaland just announced the
Mm,
series."
fair enough. Listen, fair enough. Right. So we start it's Daphne's fucking presentation. Oh, it opens up on a fucking corset scene because of course
I'm
it
immediately
does.
assaulted. I
Yeah,
forgot
the
about I mean,
senses
I
are
didn't really forget
assaulted.
about it.
Sight and
I was initially
sounds.
I was walking up, Julie Andrews was talking as Lady Whistledown, and I was like,
Oh, that is true. Lady Whistle
"I
Down.
love Julie Andrews as Lady Whistledown, wonderful," and then I was just punched in the face with this corset scene.
Mhm.
Let's go. Let's break this down one by one. Okay.
What are we breaking down?
She's the corset scene and how much I hate it and exactly why I hate
Okay.
it. Okay, one, she's not wearing a chemise. She's wearing this corset on her bare skin. Later on in the series, not in this episode, we see Daphne has like sores on her back, and I'm like, well, that would have been avoided if you didn't have it like fucking causing friction. If I wore a really tight bra, it would cause like whatever. Second of all, she's pulling it tighter. We have that classic like maid is like pulling her and she's gonna pass out. And then Lady Featherington is like, my waist was the size of an orange. Her waist needs to be super small. And I'm like, what waist? They're wearing empire dresses. There's no waists in empire dresses. They're not there. You can't even see it. She's wearing stays that don't like it wasn't even possible to put cinch it that tight because they didn't have there was whale bones in the stays and the corsets, and those are flexible, those heat up with your body, they like mold to your body. It wasn't until we got like metal stuff like metal rods in stays and corsets that you could like even pull it that tight, and we got tight lacing. I was like, what? I just why it's not, and that really sets the tone for this whole series. And it's in season 2 too, but not as much as it is in season 1, of like the girl boss feminism of Bridgerton, of them trying to be
Mhm.
like, we're like women
Oh,
are oppressed. You
absolutely.
don't know what it's like to
No,
be a
I
woman.
know.
Blah 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 blah. And so like they're using this like horrible shorthand that actually just
Yeah.
victimizes millions of historical women that have been wearing corsets for centuries and centuries and
And
like
by
doing
victimizes, you don't mean, like, makes into victims, but, like,
no
casts
like
as
turn
victims.
yeah, a
Yeah.
cat yeah, like cast
Unnecessarily,
them
yeah.
as victims when like these ladies were like there's fucking Edwardian ladies in full corsets on top of mountains. Like we saw it at the national parks when we went to. Like, look at this lady on top of a glacier. Like they were doing farm work, they were doing factory work, and they were not dying or passing out in front of the queen like this lady does to Queen Charlotte at the presentation. And I just
Yeah, no.
woof. Woof.
Listen.
Speaking of Queen Charlotte, also
It's a good joke, it's a great
a
joke, keep it.
horrible a horrible addition to the series, Queen Charlotte, because she's not in the books. Horrible, not because I like necessarily don't like her character, but because like why the fuck is the queen, the literal queen, the queen of England, concerning herself with like petty little gossip columns of some like low level viscount? Like what? Like why is she getting
Wait,
involved? Like it just makes the queen seem like
what
so like
else is
she's
she
just like
supposed to be
another she's just like
doing?
another regular Joe, you know what I
But
mean?
what else
She's
is she
not like
supposed to be doing, though, if not involved in, like, the fucking, nobility gossip.
I
Like,
mean,
why
but not
not?
like it's just like the fact that like Lady Whistledown has more power than the queen is like, I don't know. It just like
Well,
makes her.
it's the pen is mightier than the sword, Allison.
The
No, but
queen
I didn't
doesn't have
I
a
originally
sword.
no, really. I remember not liking the queen gimmick at first, but, like, I don't know. I guess it's just, like, I think it was more just, like, I was surprised that they like, I remember we were surprised originally. We were like, "Why is the queen, like, a character? Because she's not in the books." But, like, now that I'm, like, used to it, I feel like it doesn't seem as, like, odd.
Yeah.
Like, I
I'm
agree, it
used to
is
it. I think
yeah.
it's just because like she doesn't feel like a queen. She just feels like another regular Joe,
What
like
should a
another
queen
member
feel
of the
like, though?
aristocracy.
But,
Like
like, what should she
she's so far above all
no,
of them.
what should she be doing instead? Like, she just wants to have fun. Queen bee.
No, I know, but everyone, I don't know, I don't know, the way they set her up is like they don't set her up to have the power that she would have. And that's like this show isn't supposed to be historically accurate. Like I'm not
But,
expecting
like,
that from the
what
show. I love the fun costumes, like I love, I whatever. But they do establish that this is a place with very firm social classes, like with very firm hierarchies in.
but, like, what should she have done differently, I guess?
I know they just shouldn't have had her as a character. I think you can't have the queen as
Okay,
a
right.
character.
Oh, well, why
I'm saying,
not,
well, that's what I'm
though?
saying. I'm saying I think you can't have the queen of the character without falling into this trap
But, like, what's the
of like
trap? Like, I don't
it
know.
just makes her seem like
She just wants to
she's
be one
not
of the
like the queen.
girls. She wants to be one of the girls, Allison. Why not Charlotte? Why not Charlotte?
No, it,
You think listen, here's the thing, if you're the queen and you just wanna be one of the girls, like, why of course you're gonna be one of the girls. Like,
but like,
why
why is she just going to
you're
like
just gonna every
randos
you
balls?
think
You know what
everyone
I mean?
because
Like, why aren't people coming to
she's
her?
gonna let people get together and not have the like, if everyone's together, why not Charlotte? Listen,
Why not
why
Charlotte?
not Charlotte? That's the question you always have to ask yourself. Why not Charlotte?
I will say I do love the moment when she like is taking a bath and then like the Lady Whistledown column comes and she like stands up just fully nude in the bath and is like reading it. And I was like, I love it. I love the nakedness in
Absolutely.
this episode. Like Anthony's introduction is his naked ass, like against a tree.
Yeah, no, that's really bold. Listen, that reminds me okay, so I I took a bath yesterday, and, like, for me taking I realized, like, some people will be like, "Oh, I don't like taking a bath because I don't like because it's, like, you don't get clean," but, like, that's just to be clear, like, when I take a bath, it's not, like, to get clean, it's, like, to become soup. Like, I am simply a potato in soup in hot water, right? Like, I literally just, like, lay there in hot water for a while and stew, become soup, and then I get up to take a shower.
Literally stew.
Yeah, and, like, theoretically, you would think the one perk of, like, living in an apartment complex is that, like, the hot water shouldn't run out, right? Because I feel like it's, like, a big tank, it's not, like, individual. But, like, I've now realized this is probably the second time I've ever tried to take a bath while living in an apartment, and this is actually a pretty good bathtub, whatever. But, like, I fucking ran out of hot water, and I had to wait to shower. Like, the audacity. Yeah, like, that
That's
I mean, I don't
bizarre.
like, I never in my second apartment in Nashville, I never tried it because we didn't have a tub, but, like, the water never ran out when I was showering. It's just
Yeah,
so,
that
like
doesn't make any sense.
yeah, I was
That's
so mad.
bizarre.
I know. I know,
Too
and I
bad you
saw
don't have like
TikTok.
maids to like
No, I know,
footmen
that's
to
what I was
bring
thinking.
up
No, and
buckets
then,
of
like
hot
I
water.
know, and then no, literally while I was waiting for it to warm up, I was, like, laying on my bed in my, like, towel bathrobe, and I saw TikTok, and it was like, when the tub water gets hot, so my husband boils a pot of water on the stove, and I was like, "Listen, the one thing men are good for, boiling water
This
and
is what they're good for.
carrying large pots of water, absolutely. Like, I was like, "That is what I need right now, listen." Absolutely. Like
Absolutely, yes.
yeah,
Yes.
absolutely, I
I love
do.
it.
Why not
I
Rachel?
would like that.
Why
Why
not
not?
Charlotte? And I the
Why
answer
not?
is yes, Charlotte. Listen, if you're the queen, you can do whatever the fuck you want, right? So, like, if she wants to be involved in the gossip, she doesn't have it's not like there's, like, a queens only gossip circle, you know what I mean? Like, these are the people that she'd be gossiping with. Who else? Why not Charlotte? No, for real though, like, what like, you know what I mean? Like, what's the point of being queen if you can't, like, do whatever the
Gossip.
fuck you want? Yeah, like, and if no, like, yeah, really, like, who are you supposed to gossip about?
I
If
mean,
not your minions, your underlings.
fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't know that her servants get paid enough to deal with like the level of like insanity. Neither does Anthony's footman, going back to like
Oh,
Anthony being introduced,
absolutely not,
bucking
yeah.
against a tree.
His
I was like,
ass, yeah.
this poor man, this poor
Yeah.
footman. Oh God.
Yeah.
He doesn't get paid enough.
Oh, absolutely not. So, like, Marina's coming, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's like and we I okay, Marina's interesting because she's supposed to be, like, the hottest person in this whole town, like, when she
Uh-huh.
comes in, but I just feel like and, like, listen, the actress is really pretty, but I just, like it's just, like, really speaks to the power of, like, storytelling to, like, gaslight you into thinking that someone looks not how they look. Because, like, absolutely, I'm bought in. Marina is the hottest girl I've ever seen. Like, listen, I would fuck her, absolutely. At the same time, like, it's the inverse of, like, Mia Thermopolis. Like
Oh,
that,
the, like, take off
of,
the
like, An
glasses and then
like,
suddenly
Devil Wears
she's
Prada, yeah, like, Andy being,
yeah.
like, "fat," quote, unquote, or, like, literally any character in, like, any 2000s movie being, like, quote, unquote, "fat,"
Yeah.
like, who's, like, upset, like, probably has an eating disorder.
The
Like, it's
gaslighting.
just so funny. Yeah, no, it's just, like, the ability of the
Yeah.
narrative to, like, convince me personally maybe not everyone is this, like, gaslightable, but I feel like in this respect, like, absolutely, I can adapt to
I don't
anything.
Here's the thing, I don't know if it's gaslighting, at least for me, because I'm thinking about the, like, let's say I'm not talking about hot background characters. I'm talking about the debutantes, like, in this first
Yeah, no,
episode.
that's true.
Daphne, Penelope, Philippa, Prudence, Marina. I think
Mhm.
Marina's the hottest, like,
No,
objectively.
actually, like, that's true. Yeah. No, fair
Yeah.
enough. That's a great point.
Especially because Daphne has the little horns.
Oh, I know.
I know that everybody hates the horns.
Right. No, the horns are great, but what is even worse is when her bangs aren't as horns and they're just, like, really short little parted bangs.
Short, ugly little men. Though, and
They're
the horns
so
are an Audrey Hepburn reference.
No, the horns are I don't hate listen, the horns are
Oh, I
ex
love the horns.
excellent.
I
Like,
wish the
I
horns would
listen,
come back.
I'm not saying I'm willing to get the bangs in order to have horns, but, like,
You
it's a
really just need to cut
compensation. It's a
tiny
dispensation.
2 tiny little strands. Like, you don't even need to do full bangs, Rachel. You could probably hide them.
I, like, currently, like, ostensibly have curtain bangs, but, like, the man and I realize now, I thought he when he was cutting them, he was like, "You don't want, like, all the way across bangs." Like, you don't want them, like, up here, like, on your and I think what he like, he I think what he was saying and he knew, he looked at me and he was like, "I know you." Like, they had from the Friday I got them cut, they were long enough to put behind my ears still, and so he knew what was up. But also, like, I've still been, like, fighting demons to, like I'm like, "I want real bangs." Like,
I mean,
but it's like,
yeah, I love
listen
the little horns. I love Anthony's mutton chops. I'm very glad that they got rid of them for season 2. I think that was a very good choice on the hair and makeup department to like a very easy transformation of like Anthony from like brother to hero, romance hero. But I still love his mutton chops because it really contributes to how absolutely feral he is.
absolutely, he's so
He's like a little
feral.
rabid dog.
Yeah. No, for
He's so
real.
furry.
Yeah, and just, like, scaring away all the men, like, I can't like, it's
Here's the thing
just
though, like they're making Anthony out to be like unreasonable in this episode, but like he's right.
what do you
You
mean?
know, like in episode 1, okay. In insofar as he's like that guy's in a lot of debt, that guy's a fortune hunter, that guy has like 10 illegitimate children, like that guy's need to
Mm,
puppy. Like Anthony's right. His complaints against all these men are justified. Like they
mm,
all suck. I was like, where has Anthony lied? Like I understand whatever. And that's the whole thing is like Daphne at one point is like, if I'm unable to find a husband, I shall be worthless. And the way that it's like posed is that like, okay, the thesis of the series is going to be that like we're supposed to like Daphne's supposed to discover that's not true and we're supposed to know that's not true. But I'm like, it's that never happens. Like Daphne only gets power when she gets a husband. Like she like her transformation only happens like when she gets married. I was just like, I feel like that's never actually interrogated. And there was the same thing with
mhm.
like Anthony's right. And I feel like if this show were actually doing what it's trying to do in terms of like to like deconstruct the like women have to get married and have
Yeah.
babies thing, like they would admit that Anthony was right here. But they
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
Anthony's
No.
cast as a villain. Like
Well,
Anthony does some bad stuff, but like
the problem
overall,
I mean, yeah, no, you're right, and, like, yeah, no, it's very much, like, tell, don't show when it comes to, like, anything any,
the girl
like,
boss
point
feminism.
yeah, no, I hate it, but no, but, like, Anthony like, yeah, I guess he's right, but, like, what's worse, a man in debt or like fucking Nigel? Like that's the problem is
No,
that he like
true.
overlooks
No.
the worst possible person.
No. Anthony doing the Nigel thing is absurd, but that's the next episode. But like I'm not going to defend him on that. But I'm saying this episode, episode 1, Anthony's right. He's 100%
He's
right, and
right,
Violet and Daphne are being lame.
but they're not like working because like this is the options, right? Like there's really no other options. So like among the pool, like I feel like I don't know. I just feel like all of the men suck. So like you can't
Here's the
listen.
thing. Here's the thing though. To address that point, it's yes, those that isn't the option though. Okay, so Daphne's character is that she wants to marry for love. That's like her big thing. She like saw her parents. She wants to marry for love and love only. Their family is super rich. None of them need to get married. And Anthony could support them for the rest of their day. In fact, he does support them and their families for the rest of their days.
Yeah.
None of them need to get married. She does not need to get married
true.
her first season. There's no reason.
But I guess the bigger thing though is that like, yes, like if like I guess if it were just a straight like you would just eliminate the people you don't want and you keep the people you do want, like then his approach makes sense. But like it's not, it's all like interrelated. So like by scaring away all these like bad men and letting them not look interested, like that makes her not be able to meet like potentially better people. You know what I mean? Like it's he's not playing the game. Like it's like yeah, there's like order effects or like it's path dependent. I don't know, like whatever word you want to use.
All right,
like what? Yeah,
we're getting like technical speak.
Yeah, like he's not. Yeah, he forgets about like the like appearances or whatever. Like
yeah, no. Well, I mean, like Anthony can't be trusted to know anything about appearances with his mutton chops. Like no, like.
It's a great point. Good point. A great point. Even listen, he's so feral. I can't. And he's so like shocked anytime he's like finds out he's wrong. It almost like hurts, but it's like you deserve this. Like they do a great job of like setting up Anthony for us to like really like not feel bad when he's like roasted. Listen,
and I like. And it's like, yeah, when Daphne's like, I'm not marrying Nigel at the end, like his surprised Pikachu face, like his like flared nostrils when Daphne and Simon walk on the dance floor at the end of this episode.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I know. And then like the next, the end of the episode, but like before that, like the next night after like that first ball where Anthony is like scaring everyone away, Daphne like wakes up and it's like, oh, like she like thinks that like all the gentlemen will still be calling even though she didn't like talk to any of them. Yeah. And I just like can't like, God, like the self-confidence, like the deluded self-confidence.
I can't relate.
What is it like? Yeah, the delusion. Can't relate. She's just like, of course they'll all be here. Of course they will.
Whatever, because the queen liked me.
Because why? Yeah, I can't wait to talk to all the gentlemen. Like, I wonder which one will have the best flowers, and like none of them are there except for Nigel. God, yeah.
No, a few of them come, but then Anthony scares them off. Yeah. But he's also like, I don't know. I still think overall, like Anthony is a good brother. He's also parentified, but I do think that Chris Van Dusen, the creator / writer of this series, is an only child. I have not confirmed this. I have not like fact checked this, and I will not. But he has to be an only child because he has these people calling each other brother and sister. And I think half of that is like his like piss poor attempt at old-timey dialogue. The old-timey dialogue in this first season is like, I'm like, oh God. It gets a little bit better season 2, but it's still very cringy. I'm like, you need to make up your mind. Like, do you want this to be a Jane Austen adaptation, or do you want this to be like Dickinson? Like everyone's you got to pick one. You got to pick a side.
You won't fact check it, but I will.
No,
he did. Okay, well, he and his husband have 3 daughters. Doesn't say anything about his siblings.
Yeah, I don't care about his kids. It's not the same thing. Happy for him though that he gets $3. Like happy for him and his husband.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, I think you're right. Like, listen. Well, I think that I really think it is the old-timey nonsense though. It just always is so cringy to me. Like, I don't know.
They try, but then they also like say things that are so like it's just the clash is there.
Yeah.
The clash is there a lot.
And if you know, the girls that get it. If you know, you know. If you don't, then, like, I guess in this one respect, like
I'm honestly really glad that Chris Van Dusen is not so, like, he's still, like, series creator, but he's not the head, like, writer for the 3rd season, like, anymore, like, they've replaced him, and I, like, am really looking forward
Mhm.
to, like, see how that changes
Wait, do
things.
we know when the 3rd season's coming out?
No, I think they are finishing filming, like, within the next month, so I would assume, like, maybe they'll
Mm.
aim for, like, Christmas next year? I don't know how long it'll take them, because I looked up the distance between the end of season 2 filming and the release date was only like 4 or 5 months, but I think that's because they, like, filmed for, like, 2 years because they kept getting interrupted by COVID. So, like, they were probably, like, editing, like, in between those times, so you know what I mean? Whereas, like, now, like, I feel like they're filming everything and, like, then they're gonna start editing, so it'll take longer, but
Yeah, but,
yeah,
like, it's weird
I
that
don't
they don't have,
know.
like, a goal or whatever, a public goal,
I don't
yeah.
know. I just all I know is that I that it's gonna be so hard to take season 3 seriously because
Colin.
Colin is a 12-year-old boy. He's still a
Listen.
12-year-old boy. They can put like scruff on him all they want. He still looks like a baby. He looks like a super baby in this episode, but like
Maybe Penelope and Eloise will end up together.
one can only hope.
Except Penelope's, like, very yeah, listen.
No, except like Penelope deserves better. Eloise needs someone who's gonna be like, sit
Yeah.
down, Eloise. Like, let's
Mm.
make your feminism intersectional,
Well, that,
okay?
like,
Like,
is
come on.
Penelope, though, I feel like, I don't know. Yeah. Something I noticed, I don't know if I remember if I noticed this the first time around, but, like, Lady Whistledown is the first one to, like, report on the fact that Colin is into Marina, and I don't know if we're,
Mhm.
like, doing no spoilers, but, like, Penelope is Lady
No, I
Whistledown,
mean,
like okay, yeah, you find that
I
out in the
just
2nd
feel like if
season.
you
Not at the
like,
end of this
if
yeah, and so
it's
it's
been 3
interesting
years, if
because
you don't know
Penelope
that Penelope's Lady Whistledown.
yeah, because, like, as yeah, we were just saying, like, Penelope's in Colin, so, like, it's interesting.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess she really would have been okay with it. It was just, like, the pregnancy thing, and I don't know if
No, I
that
think she
really
still would've yeah, I don't know, maybe.
I
Yeah,
don't think I think
yeah.
she would have been sad, but she wouldn't have tried to, like, break them up, like,
Yeah, yeah,
because she
yeah,
clearly
yeah,
because
yeah.
obviously, like, I don't know, like, it's not in your self-interest to, like, start this rumor if you're
Yeah,
like,
right.
she's just like, "I'm gonna report the truth." This
Yeah.
is interesting.
I I do think, like, watching it back and knowing that she's Lady Whistledown, like, it's interesting, like, how many times how obvious it is. Like,
Oh, really?
I
You
don't I
think
mean,
so?
it was obviously never a surprise for us because like,
We
we
knew,
read the
yeah.
books, like, we already knew she was
Yeah.
gonna we knew
But
she
we
was Lady
didn't know
Whistledown.
that they were necessarily gonna do that in the show, like, they can always change it, just like in Gossip Girl or whatever, Like, I mean, that was, not the same, but, like,
Yes,
they
but
could have
I
made it a different
yeah.
person.
But, like, it's super up like, even just, like, looking, like, the number of times, like, when Lady Whistledown begins to speak and, like, they show Penelope on the screen, and, like, the
Oh,
number of times,
interesting.
like, something important happens and, like, Penelope's in the background hiding behind a column, like, it's, like, very like,
Mm,
she's always there.
no, I really didn't even notice that. Well, but, like, she
Like
reports against her self-interest, though, like, quite a lot.
yeah.
So, that's,
Yeah.
like, necessary for
Well,
plausibility,
her
I guess.
self-interest is to not be out, and her mom's, like, making her be out. So, like, she's actually reporting for her self-interest
That's
'cause, like, so she
true.
doesn't have to go to parties. She does get to
Yeah.
dance with Colin at the end of this episode, and I just wanna say, so they do an Irish jig, and I know it's an Irish jig because, um, Nicola Coughlan, who plays Penelope, is Irish, and
Mm.
she was like, "Oh, it's so nice, like, I already knew this dance, like, I really
Mhm.
like, woohoo, like, it was so fun to do an Irish jig," and I'm just here to say, the British aristocracy in the Regency era would never do an Irish jig. They wouldn't be
No.
caught dead doing an Irish
Absolutely
jig.
not. Or maybe
Like,
they would,
what
but, like,
is
call it
this?
something else,
Like,
you know?
look, what are you
They'd be
doing?
like, this is a British gidge, not a jig. It's a gidge. Jig
GIF. This
backwards.
is a British GIF. It's a GIF.
It's a GIF, listen. It's a GIF.
Yeah, that's a GIF. The correct
It's
pronunciation
we
of
call
GIF
it
is
the peanut
GIF.
butter we call it the peanut butter dance, actually. Uh,
We just like wobble around.
if you know, you know.
Like,
Yeah. Listen.
we also I also just to say, like, I love the soundtrack of season 1. I think
Oh, I know. I was
season
gonna
1 had like
say
a flawless
not
soundtrack.
yeah, not just the soundtrack, but, like, the theme song was great also.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
the little, like
I'm not even, like,
not just
both
the
the, like,
song, but, like, the
instrumental
visual.
covers
Yeah.
of pop songs, but also just,
Mhm.
like, the original score. Like, the score is
Mm.
fabulous. I think the score is better if you just listen to it outside of the show
Mhm.
because like, I remember, I think I listened to it before the show came out because I think they released the score like 2 days before the show came out, and so I listened to it, and I was like, "Oh, like, these
Oh.
songs are really fucking good." And then when I
Yeah.
saw the scenes that they applied them to in the show, I was like,
Well, maybe that's why you didn't like
"That
it as
is
much because you were
not the
like,
vibes that this song gave me at all." Like, there's a lot of
well,
like, discordant meshing between, like, the song that's written for,
well,
like, specific
maybe,
scenes. I don't know.
but that could also be because you, like, listened to it before, so, like, you already had,
Yeah,
like,
no, I'm
somewhat
sure.
imagining like, I'm sure you, like, had some idea of, like, what you
Well,
expected it
right,
to be.
right. But it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, well, that's why I'm like, just the vibes that I got from that
Mm.
song is not the vibes of this scene at all. When they're dancing at the end, also, I noticed a continuity error with Daphne's hair. This isn't the
Oh,
first time I
really?
noticed it. When she's dancing, she has they make
Has
like
horns.
a specific
Horns to no horns.
no, not the horns. Where they make like they give like they do a whole shot of like her the back of her and her like hair is like all the way down her back and then like the very next shot. Like there's no like cutaway. Her hair is like over her shoulder, like the way it is. And like, I don't know, like, am I just noticing it? Like, is it obvious or am I only noticing it because like for some reason that scene really struck me of like, wow, Daphne's such a slut for having her hair down. Like in real Regency England, like, God, she'd be a harlot having her hair down like that. What is she doing? So I don't know. With that, yeah, I think so. So we'll do the Catskill, I think, at the end of the season.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
the last episode, I think that makes sense. Rachel, where can they find us?
You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at We Read It One Night. You can find us on Twitter at We Read It Podcast. You can now buy our merch on Etsy and Redbubble, but like Etsy is new and it's amazing. Allison designed like all of it and it's like really cute, like the sweatshirt. I don't listen.
Yeah.
We did how to shoot in our local state
Yeah,
park.
we already
You
had
can
people
catch us on our
buying it.
Instagram. Yeah, no, it's
We've
very
already
popular.
had people bought things. So yeah, Redbubble is like our like branded merch, and then like Etsy is just more like our vibes
like the
merch.
Just Like Other Girls sweatshirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's really cute and like comfy. Like we have some of the stuff. And
So,
I personally really like it.
So go buy our merch, and then while you're waiting for your payment to process online, leave us a rating and review right now. 5 stars, baby. Right now. We mentioned Rachel's friendship bracelets 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, no, I vaguely considered. Yeah,
if we get to 100 again, we'll do a friendship bracelet giveaway. Get a custom made friendship bracelet. You can pick the colors.
or a choker. Listen, you can do choker.
Yeah,
I can do rainbows that are in rainbow shape, which is like really fucking cute, and or like a daisy chain, or just like a normal like chevron or like stripe or like arrow, whatever. Listen,
Rachel's really good at it. Okay,
I am really good at it.
In our babysitting empire,
exactly,
that we had as teenagers in our neighborhood, we were also known for like the friendship bracelets that we would bring string over for crafts.
No, exactly. And I just want you to know that it still works. Like that is still the id with like children.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
The kids when I went to visit this like family with 2 children, and that is exactly how like they were immediately like, absolutely, we accept you and love you. Give us the bracelets.
Absolutely,
and teach us how to make them. Absolutely, I do. Like when I left, I like sent them an Amazon. I like bought them like a pack of like string on Amazon so they could start making it. Like
friendship bracelets will never go out of style.
They will always transcend. And I realized like I feel like that's how trends come back into style. Like I am the mechanism. Like now, like
you spread them to the children.
Many school children and like Like she's absolutely gonna show her friends, and then like those friends, you know what I mean? Like that's how it comes back. Everything's back around. Yeah.
We used to do them on plane rides. They're also good.
I know.
Like if you don't like
and, like,
reading on, like if you get motion sick, they're great for plane rides. Make sure you bring little scissors because we did get our scissors confiscated.
No, I don't think did we actually, or was I just paranoid about it?
Because they were they were one time.
I was like, they're gonna think I'm gonna
yeah, we were paranoid. No, but it was we did get the scissors confiscated like one time because the blade was more than 3 inches. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean the real key to being quote unquote good with children is to just like be a child, like which I am. Like like talk to them like you're talking
to them like you're equals.
Anyone. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like your friend.
And if they're crying, start singing and they'll be so surprised They don't know
like
what's
small
happening, and then they
children, yeah.
stop crying. 5 and under, I'm telling you, it works, 5 and
Oh,
under.
yeah,
Those
yeah,
are the
yeah.
kids that cry when their mom
Mhm.
leaves, so
Have you watched the new Matilda? Because that's a thing. But the one
singing?
yeah. No, the one was, like, this she had already watched it, I think, multiple times. We watched it again, and then I was like, "Have you seen the, like, other one?" And she was like, "No." And then we watched that one, and she's like, "I like this one better. This one's better."
It is better.
No, it is. I mean, you can't beat the original. Listen, it really is, though. Like,
No.
I've only seen, like, half of the new one, but, like, the old ones, listen.
Well, I think the new one's also just, like, it's good as a stage musical, and then when you bring that into a
Mm.
movie, it's like, when there's another movie to
Mhm.
compare it to,
No,
then,
but it's
like,
not just
which
that. No,
one?
but also, like, the little one was, like, too scared to watch it. Like, it's a lot darker. Like, they made it scary. It's scary. You know, in the way that we were like, "Oh, I didn't realize, like, Beauty and the Beast is scary for little
Wait,
kids,"
which
and you
one? The
realize
musical or the original?
the musical is scary. Like, it's really
Oh.
dark. Like, I could see why she was scared. Like, it was, like, not
Yeah.
like, it was really, like, they really, because really, if you think about it, like, there are, like, a lot of horror like, not horror elements, but, like, elements that are used in horror movie, like, like, telekinesis is usually, like,
Yeah.
a negative thing, and, like, not that Matilda's evil, but,
Scary.
like, the way that she uses it is, like, a lot more, like, scary, and, like, just, like, lighting, like, there's, like, chain, like, I don't know, it's just, like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't like, yeah, it's just not
Yeah,
as nice, like, it's not as fun and, like,
yeah.
lighthearted.
The only thing I've seen from the Matilda musical was, the one clip, I think the Revolting Children clip, where, like, that one, like, girl in a red beret was just fucking killing it. I was like, "Wow, this someone hire her for every dance
Oh, I
project ever
know.
because she's fucking killing it." I also wanna say that in high school, I did a musical theater work, like, we went to New York to see a show, and we also did, like, a musical theater workshop with a guy who was an ensemble member of Matilda, and he taught us the Revolting Children dance, and it was really fucking
Oh.
hard. It was so
Oh,
fun. We only we
really?
only learned, like, 30 seconds of it because it was really fucking hard.
Wait, it's been out for that long? Like, Matilda's been a musical for that long?
Yeah.
Wow. And, like, they're
Yeah, at the
just
very
now
least
made a
since my senior
movie?
year of high school.
Interesting, wow. Huh.
I think it's because
Yeah,
it
it's
closed
interesting.
on the West End and Broadway. That's why
Hmm.
they made it into a movie. Like, I don't think they would have made the movie if it were still
Oh, interesting. And Emma
on.
God, what's her name? Emma
Yeah, Emma Thompson
Emma Thompson is the Trunchbull,
was
and
I know, but, like, she's also in a fat suit, and I really was like, "Why
not
do we
just a
need
fat
that?"
suit, but they gave her, like, huge boobs specifically, like, defined boobs, which is interesting choice, I don't know.
We got way off from Bridgerton.
Yeah.
That's also on Netflix. They're both on Netflix. Anyway,
Godspeed, comrades.
Godspeed.